Flooding is one of the most frequent and harmful natural disasters across the globe in terms of damage and loss of life. Despite the fact that some events are seasonal, such as spring melt, most of the devastating floods happen without clear time or space. In the state of New South Wales alone, tens of thousands of properties could be inundated due to the flooding of estuaries with 1 meter water level rise in a storm. The number of streets susceptible to such damage is nearly twice as high as it was in the past. The coastal infrastructure, buildings, and wildlife habitats are all facing the same danger as well, affecting the people, planet, and prosperity of the relevant areas. Flooding has long been a natural occurrence within the hydrologic cycle of the Earth. However, the advent of climate change has magnified its impact. The rising sea level, spurred by climate change, ice melt, and deforestation, makes the coastal regions more vulnerable to inundation. Also, climate change leads to more intense storm events, exacerbating flooding risks. This simultaneous increase in both flooding and droughts underscores the water imbalance wrought by climate change. In Australia, for instance, climate models predict heightened rainfall in the northern, eastern, and central regions, while southern Australia experiences a decline in precipitation. This disparity is expected to trigger riverine flooding in the first three areas, together with the challenges faced by the already arid southern coastline. Thus, climate change is amplifying the frequency and the severity of flood events from various aspects, posing grave threats to communities and ecosystems worldwide. Flooding is well worth dealing with higher awareness. At the beginning, it is a natural benefit when nutrients are brought to life and the earth is recharged by water. But it becomes a threat when planning and design ignore it and cross the planetary boundaries. The part of the landscape that used to help mitigate the floods needs to be incorporated in urban and agricultural development. It is true that proper planning and zoning can protect properties and resources from flooding and take advantage of the benefits that flooding can give. It includes water collection and nature conservation to produce more water streams critical for wildlife and humans, responding to various needs for food, fresh water, and comfort. By thinking floods as a link in the chain, it is possible to understand natural flooding from a broader picture of the entire planet to smaller details at an eagle-eye level. It is the basis and the catalyst for resilient design, and everyone ought to be mindful of these kind of practices.